Attention on this channel. We've got an important message. All observations and opinions shared here are for educational purposes only. This content is intended for adults. Viewer discretion is advised. Be advised that any individuals mentioned are not intended to suggest involvement in any crime.
Case by case, got the fire.
Ha! Come on,
Yo, you wanna talk about true crime? We start with the data flows. Digital footprints meet criminal defense, that's how this story goes. This channel's all about online evidence, the stuff they overlook. From live stream chats to deleted posts, it's all in the true crime book. My goal is to provide insight for the attorney in the darkest hour, to find the proof that can make a case or break a criminal's power. So whether you're a lawyer or a PI, we're diving deep in the mess, exposing misconduct and hidden truths to get to the very best leads. We break it down case by case, on the trail of the facts. We show how digital evidence changes case outcomes, we on their tracks. No rumors, no gossip, just the evidence clear and concise, shining a light on the shadows at any cost or price. What do we do?
case by case.
What's the motto? We're here for the victims, the ones who were left behind. We're here for the families, giving them peace of mind. We follow the paper trail, the digital footprints and the timelines, connecting the dots, we're reading between the lines. We don't just talk theory, we show you how it works in practice. We're here to help you stay ahead of the curve, to get a new analysis. You think you're in charge, but we're here to find what matters most. We're giving a voice to the voiceless, like a digital ghost. Digital ghost. We break it down case by case, on the trail of the facts. We show how digital evidence changes case outcomes, we on their tracks. No rumors, no gossip, just the evidence clear and concise, shining a light on the shadows at any cost or price. What do we do?
Case by case.
What's the motto? From digital clues. The mystery, you wanna know the answers? We're dedicated to the chase, from the first look at the scene to the final resting place. We're here to find the answers, to give the victims their due. A true crime channel with a heart and a purpose too. We're here to build up, to expose the truth, and to shine a light on the darkest of deeds with all our might. We're here for the truth, we're here for the facts, and that's it. We don't chase the trends, we just chase the truth and never quit. We let the past speak for itself, we let the facts lay the ground. We're just here to be a voice, a tribute that is sound. Yeah, it's all for the truth.
Ha! Come on. Let's go.
Their thoughts for you, yeah. Won't kiss the ring. Yeah. Ha. Come on. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Case by Case, episode 30. So, I'm going to have a spiel because it's episode 30. Hundreds and thousands of minutes and hours invested into what we do here at Case by Case. And I first and foremost have to thank all of my contributors who have helped along the way, because this is not a one-woman show. We work together collectively. We bounce ideas off of each other, and we do it all for you guys. I want to give a huge thanks to the contributors, my wonderful mods, and all of you beautiful people in the chat who follow us week from week. You bounce around schedules that when I have to make adjustments for my work schedule, you guys always come through with all of your opinions and all of your views and your likes and your subscribes and your shares and your critical thinking and your opinions. I love you for all of that. So grateful for all of you. Today, episode 30, I just can't. When I started this, I thought, okay, am I going to be able to commit to a series that's just never ending? And it seems that's where we are right now. And today we have another fantastic live for you with an abundance of research. We have the usual suspects. Quester will be with us today. Great Lakes Fungi will be with us today. And we will also be featuring Reese Davis calling in to kind of put the icing on the cake with a lot of, how can I explain it? I think for those of you who watched the lives where he was on live as being interviewed, we talked about what the stories that he was told. I mean, let's just say what it is. He's a third party to conversations that he is somewhat being a whistleblower. So you can't hold him accountable for what he was told. He's just conveying what he was told. And there was one major issue with the story that he conveyed to us that I personally was not really able to understand until today. And we're gonna go over that with you live. And I have a couple of little things that I want to say to everybody in the celebration of today being our 30th episode, which is huge to me. And I just want all of you to understand how much work has gone in behind the scenes here. And 30 episodes, which is 30 deep dives, 30 countless hours of real work. Over the course of the vault, as you guys know, we've explored nearly every aspect of this case. Following leads, we have opened every rabbit hole that's presented itself. We've revisited conclusions. We have corrected ourselves. And we've also made all of the information that we have available to you. And we've stayed committed to one thing, which is getting to the truth. The work has never been here about the clout, the competition, or tearing others down. We don't do that here. Our focus is on our work, not anyone else's. We didn't build this series by borrowing narratives, recycling someone else's theories, or outsourcing our thinking. We built our work by doing it ourselves, reviewing records, analyzing data, comparing timelines, walking the actual physical locations, and showing our receipts every step of the way so you could see exactly how we arrived at our conclusions. That is a fact. That's not a made-up thing. We have, along the way, provided all of you information and the work that we've done behind the scenes to show you how we've gotten to certain conclusions in this case. As our real investigation, because this has been an investigation, this vault turned into a review and research of this case, which then evolved into what I would consider a real investigation. The facts have changed, understanding of the truth deepens or redirects us into other areas. And when that happens, you have to reassess. And that's what we've done. We've told all of you up front and foremost that we're not always right. Our speculation, what we believe to be factual, isn't always right. And if we're wrong, we'll adjust and we'll divert and make adjustments and show you why we had to make those changes. And that's why a lot of the information that you've seen over the course of these 30 episodes, you might consider repetitive. And it's only because we're serious about the work that we do here. I truly believe the foundation that we've laid here across these 30 episodes reflects the kind of disciplined, documented research that should be reviewed by a meaningful post-conviction relief investigation and considered in the context of a renewed look at the Richard Allen case. To our viewers, this is what I have to say to all of you. Thank you for showing up, thinking critically, asking hard questions, and holding space for nuance in a world that protects and precedes our shortcuts that we have not factually attempted to do. We have taken the long way around here at Case by Case. We have questioned ourselves. We have gone back over and recalculated minutes and timelines and third-party suspects. And we don't go live using someone else's work to spend our time discrediting their work. Do the real research, show your work, and I would like to think that whether you agree with the work that we do here and the information that we've provided here, whether you agree or disagree, you can respect the effort and you can respect how much time, emotions, and thought has gone into the work that we do here at Case by Case. And I cannot express a bigger thank you than to those who have worked with me behind the scenes. You guys know of the usual suspects, which is Quester and Fungi and Terry and my mods. In other cases, Cherie, Travis Williams, Michael Osbrook. But there's others. And I just want to say, even though they're not in the limelight and they're not in the forefront, I appreciate everybody for being here. And I appreciate all of you subscribers and listeners. Please share, like, and subscribe because we're doing good work here for justice, for the innocent and for victims. And that's it. That's all I have to say. So let's get started. Love all of you guys. Let me bring on my friends, Quester and Miss Fungi. Hey guys.
What up?
What up?
Hi, Amy. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Was that
You
too
may notice
mushy?
I don't have my avatar. It will be there later.
I do. It looks like you have, that looks like a Chinese, what do you call that?
It's a software thingy, but it's okay. For now, we're just going to. Oh, someone asked, can you put closed caption on?
How do I do
If
that?
she knows how to do it, she will. I promise. I don't know.
If somebody in chat, if somebody in chat knows how I do that, yes, Fiend. It's a throwing star. It's like it's like a slit your throat
OBS
kind of symbol.
Oh my God! Stop. No,
That's what it is.
It's for OBS. It's a screen sharing program, but for some reason it just wants to be on there. Later, I will be back with a fun little new icon. But I have my screen shared. If you would like me to begin, Amy.
Yes. So just to kind of give who's already gifting gifts? Oh, Skeptic Curiosity. Thank you. Love you guys. So let me kind of give a prelude or introduction into what we're going to be discussing today. So I don't even know where to begin. And I hope that the most of you in chat have watched the Reese Davis interviews that we've done, and you somewhat are familiar with the stories that he was told. And he conveyed, he did the right thing. He reached out to the prosecutor's office back in 2017 and again during the Richard Allen trial. You can't fault him for that. You will never, ever, ever find a request for, I'm going to tell you this in hopes that I get any kind of personal gain out of it. You will never hear that from Reese. And what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of correlate some of the aspects of the movements of Ron Logan and why it seems now really possible that the story that Reese was told is actually a real thing. I myself personally was skeptical with how Keegan Kline and Ron Logan conveyed to Reese how they transported Libby down to the water's edge and delivered her at the crime scene. After being out there several years ago and seeing the terrain, watching videos of people who made the trek down from the cemetery, I can tell you that I never have personally ventured down to the crime scene from Ron Logan's backyard. And Kara says, Amy, can you tell us more about you going full time with the channel, please? Yeah, I will when we have a break. That is definitely my goal. And some of that will come along with some personal information that I'll probably share later on today. But yes, Karen, I will touch on that. But this is Fungi. Go ahead.
Me? What do you want me to do? What?
Oh, I thought you chimed in. I'm sorry. So what we're going to do right now, which are we going live with your map right now?
Yeah, I already have it, so it's sharing my screen if you just want to enable that.
Okay. So guys, what we're about to show you is it's called a LiDAR map that shows you.
No. Just not yet. No, we're not doing the LiDAR.
Not yet.
Thing
Okay.
just
Okay.
Yet.
So
yeah, we'll go through it. It's okay. So this is Google Earth. Okay. Welcome to Delphi, everyone. All right. So Delphi, the city's over here. We got Deer Creek. We follow it, and here we are, our familiar areas, and we've got Ron Logan's place right here, and the cemetery's right here. The Monon High Bridge is right here. Just trying to get everyone a little bit, calibrated. And so we see that. So what I found is I did find a LiDAR map. However, and I'll be going into this after I kind of get the gist down, because I want to make sure I get everything that we need to get in before Reese comes on, just so you guys have a little background here. So this is an overlay of the LiDAR map. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make it 50% so you can kind of see how it matches up. And you can kind of see the slopes, all that kind of stuff. See, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So, however, so one thing, I'm going to go back to the 100% overlay, which is, opacity here. What do we see here? See, if you follow my cursor right here, there is a path. And we know it's not a water runoff path because it doesn't have any more of these depressions, like that would be that would be where the water would run off into this ravine, this crevasse here. So we know it is likely a human-made path, especially because it's quite. Oh, did you say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of interject really quick, because there might be some people in the chat who aren't familiar with the actual conveyed story to Reese. So, and I encourage everybody, even if you've already listened, to go back and re-listen. I believe the series that I did with Reese Davis live on interviews was called "The Devil is in the Details," and everything up to the encounter that he claimed that Ron Logan had with Abby and Libby, and Ron Logan actually being bridge guy, and the handcuffing of the girls, and then the freak out that happened in the woods where Libby is like, no, we're not going. Abby takes off running. While Abby takes off running, Libby is screaming, call grandma, call the cops. Those are the words that Reese was told by Ron Logan. Everything about that storyline makes sense, especially when you correlate that with the cell phone pings that were listed in the FBI search warrant. This is not made up shit. This is real factual information put in black and white writing in the Ron Logan search warrant, showing where Ron Logan's cell phone pinged on the bridge, and then again later at the crime scene. For me, the hangup was Reese claimed that both girls were taken to Ron Logan's property, and Libby was injured and placed in the barn by the rabbits. Later that night, and I'm going to see if I can clarify with him when he calls in what time of night that they proceeded to put Libby, and this is horrific. And This was why when I heard it, I was like, oh, come on. There's no freaking flipping way. Because I've been out there. I have not been to Ron Logan's backyard and gone from Ron Logan's backyard to the crime scene. I have been on the bridge. I've been on the trails. I've been around the ridge that leads down to the crime scene, from exiting the trail system before you actually access the north end of the bridge. And this last time that I was there in October, we accessed the crime scene from the cemetery. That terrain from the back of the cemetery going all the way down towards the water, you still have to, from the top of the cemetery all the way down to the water. Once you get down to the flat terrain, you have to go a good distance, I would say 30 or 40 yards to the left before you reach the crime scene. We didn't venture past the crime scene to go and venture looking for a path up to Ron Logan's house. But according to Reese, what he was told was that they transported Libby sometime in the night from Ron Logan's backyard down to the crime scene in a wheelbarrow, which is absolutely a horrific image, thought. And I just like, there's no way. There's no way. And what fungi has
For
found
several
here,
reasons.
Yeah, for many reasons. And
I think that we can debunk those actually with this presentation, or at least
Yes.
have a good rebuff that it is possible, and it's kind of freaking insane, but it is possible.
well,
So,
the fact that when you watch this mapping imagery and you follow the map from Logan's backyard down to the crime scene, and you look at the elevation changes, and she's going to show you. I was skeptical, but now I'm going,
good, guys.
oh my God, this is actually a real possibility. That there is a pathway from Ron Logan's house directly to the crime scene that ranges anywhere from, at the smallest point, 5 feet wide, and at the largest point, 15 feet wide, at any given subset on the pathway. This is just putting credibility to Reese Davis, his translation of what was told to him while in prison, and it leads to his credibility. So I'm done. Take it over, fungi.
Okie dokie. So as Amy was talking, you probably saw I explored, a few perspectives, one from the cemetery as she was talking about that, kind of from the top, from down here, which this is the general crime scene location. I do have that listed over here somewhere, but here it is. Yeah. Here's where the crime scene is. So right here. So what we're looking at,
Make sure that you highlight that. Make sure that you show them again. Highlight where the crime scene is.
Crime scene's right here, guys. See this little person with like the little markers next to him? This is it. So like, let me just show you what it kind of looks like from the bottom. And so I wanted to tell you what this Play-Doh thing is. This Play-Doh thing is the LiDAR overstretched on it. Now I tried to make a 3D render using the LiDAR point data, but the LiDAR point data unfortunately accounts for a lot of the trees. So it was very, very inaccurate. However, this LiDAR map that I have here, I got from a government website from Indiana Maps, I believe. And it was a government done LiDAR over the course of from 2016 to 2020. So this information, the slope information that we have here with the LiDAR, super accurate. So in order to sort of compensate for the fact that Google isn't going to be as accurate as our LiDAR, because it's got a lower it's got a lower resolution. And I'll be going into what the differences on that are in a little bit later. I just want to get the basics down so that we have foundation for when Reese comes on. So anyways, so I overlaid this LiDAR though, so that for the purpose of being able to kind of still utilize that data set, even though it isn't going to match it's not going to the Google one's going to show the extremes and stuff of like, it's going to show the high points, the low points. It just might not show the little tiny divots in between, like that kind of thing. It won't show as, precise, but we can use the LiDAR to kind of check that out, just via the texture alone. So I thought that was going to be useful for us. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you without the hill right here. I'm going to show you. So once again, if you see, here's our path. You can see that on the LiDAR pretty easily. And if we take off the LiDAR, we're going to go 50%. Now we're going to go no overlay. You can kind of see the path right here a little bit, right, guys? Hopefully that's all right. I don't know. Yeah. And so it's, and this is, I've heard from someone who spoke with one of Ron Logan's exes and said, this path was here in the 80s. Like, this is a path. This is a real path. Like, this is a thing. This isn't just interpretation.
Connie
so
Dillman,
what I wanted to,
Connie Dillman claims that she used to travel that path to go down to the creek's edge to fish.
Yeah. So what I wanted to show though, is kind of, so now that we've established that's where the path is, I'm going to take off our LiDAR, just so I can do this one thing at a time. And then got the path right here. So, yep. So that, and what we're going to do now is we're going to show, just how, oh, this is 5 feet, by the way. Sorry, before I do the LiDAR thing, take that off. This is 5 feet. This little yellow line, 5 feet. As you can see, the path to go down from Ron Logan's, there's not a time where it doesn't exceed 5 feet. So people are saying this wouldn't be difficult with a wheelbarrow at all. We need to consider a few things with that. And the first thing is, how steep is it? And that's what we're going to be exploring a little bit of today. Because that was part of the original thing. So we're going to put this back on here. So we're going to take off.
I want to address Fiend's comment in chat. Fiend says this looks much more extreme than reality. I've trekked up and down that ravine in Crocs. So the one thing that you have to take into consideration is that I don't know when you trekked up and down the ravine, what year it was. We are only able to access Google Earth Pro based on the most recent satellite imagery. And we have to also take into consideration the possibility of erosion of the terrain, depending on the weather, the water, and just natural erosion. So all we can show you right now
is traffic too.
And correct, foot traffic. We do know, not just based on the mapping imagery that we have here, that there was a path, which I believe is the same path that Ron Logan, when he was being interviewed undercover by the 2 females that showed up at his house, and he walked them down to the crime scene. Ron Logan going to the crime scene from his property, this would be the route that he took. He wouldn't have walked all the way up 300 North to the cemetery and accessed the crime scene from there. He had a clear path. This is also the same path that we can see many people using ATVs on. And when you follow this path from his property down to the crime scene, it takes you right down to the edge of his property line that butts up to Mears. And we are providing the most informative information that we have. This type of stuff could have been done years ago, before the
It might have been
erosion.
too, sadly.
Right, and we just don't know. So what we were doing is we're giving you the best visual that we can, the most accurate visual that we can with what we have with satellite imagery that we're working with, and topography, geographically, time frame. But this still
I'll be
gives you
elaborating on that later.
it still gives you a phenomenal view of the terrain and what searchers, perpetrators, law enforcement, and everyone under the sun had to deal with at that time.
We'll be definitely talking about that because I hinted at that a couple weeks ago. So what I wanted to start with was, is this traversable by a wheelbarrow? Because we need to account for steepness of the terrain. And, well, do I have a fun feature for you all? Show elevation profile. Oh my goodness, look guys, it's an elevation profile. All right, so got distance 763 feet of this path that I've marked, just this path I've marked. So it's like, if it goes completely to the crime scene, it's a little bit less. I just wanted to get this part that we could see here. And so we can see it's got, I mean, we can highlight parts and see, oh, how much was the maximum slope percentage at this point? What was the average? Well, the max was minus 15%. And in this section alone. However, the full thing, the steepest it gets is about 32.5%. And so 30% is roughly it would be considered moderately steep. You know, it's enough that so if you think about your average roof in Indiana, it's, you know, they're going to be steeper than places that are warm because we have, you know, we have snow here in the Great Lakes region. And so snow, because of it, you know, you need steeper roofs. Yeah. And so usually the average grade of a roof in Indiana would be at least 30%, or the average, not grade, I'm sorry, the average slope, pitch, whatever. So if you want to imagine that, because the roofs in Indiana, they can get up to like 60% too. It really depends on the building. So we can see that the steepest parts are here and here. And so I'm highlighting these because I want you to see exactly where in the route the steepest, where the most difficult to traverse areas would be. So this is by far the steepest, this last little area. And I'm going to do the overlay one more time for you guys so that you can kind of get a little bit of another view on it too. So right there and right here. And that matches up with our LiDAR. So that's a really good thing, because then we're like, all right, awesome. That data is validated in this way. And we've aligned it correctly too. That's the other thing, because, you know, I overlaid this manually. So is 30% doable? Yeah, 100% doable. It would be difficult, maybe a little difficult if you had weight in that wheelbarrow, 200 pounds perhaps. But would it be impossible? Absolutely not. And because most of this slope is actually relatively gentle. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I mean, it's probably going to have parts where it gets a lot, you know, where you can like kind of stop and go and in between the really steep parts. LiDAR is not like a lie detector. LiDAR is, it's basically what the scientists are using, without getting too technical. It's what scientists are basically using to find lost hidden cities in the Amazon. So they can like kind of look below the surface of all the vegetation by doing some extra tricks, which, you know, I wasn't able to do with the data I had, but yeah. But it was pretty steep to climb up on Logan's side of the, are you asking of the river or just this hill up here? So now I want to establish just that's doable. And this is more than doable for an ATV, by the way. I just also wanted to put that out there. Yeah, the creek does have some steep areas. I might be going over that a little bit more next time. But for now, we're just going to focus here. So we got this. And so now we kind of have the issue of, we do have the issue now of, well, wouldn't people be able to see if they were at the cemetery all the way over here, you know, to our path? Wouldn't people be able to see if someone had a light even? Well, I have information for us. So here. All right. So I've marked 4 points on this path, roughly different intervals, and they are marked with letters A, B, C, and D. I have marked 4 points over here of possible places where searchers may have been.
And she's not saying that we can physically and identify real searchers. What she's doing is she's showing you hypothetically, based on the interviews that we've showed you, based on the reports that we've showed you, how people were out there searching
curiosity
at any given place here on this map. If a searcher was here, how they could have visually seen the crime scene. That's all that she's saying.
Or,
this is a hypothetical searching map.
This path as well. Yeah, this path too. So I'm not saying I have any of these located. It's just I put these, see how they're kind of all in like a nice little interval here. I put it like this so that we can kind of be like, all right, maybe we can kind of fill in the blanks based on the information that I'm about to show you. So searchers 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I know it's a little out of order. I put this one here last. And then the path A, B, C, D. Just keep that in mind. And then crime scene is CS, which is down here. So if you guys want me to keep the LiDAR up, let me know. I'm going to turn it off for now, though. If you'd like me to put it back on, I can do that. But I'll keep an eye on the chat. So what we're going to do first is I first mapped, everything from all these different points. So 1A to 1 to B, 1 to C, 1 to D, and 1 to CS, which is the crime scene. There were no deer. I will die on that hill. Sorry. The deer story, looking through the lens of a phone camera and seeing deer, I don't think that's true. Whatever. But so remember how I said that we had some wonderful things called like these elevation profiles? Well, I did the elevation profiles for each and every single one. And I'm going to show you how to read these. Oh, but anyway, so the green markers here, these green lines, they show, yes, this probably would have been visible from point 1. So from point 1, D probably would have been visible. From point 1, point A would not have likely been visible. So if we put our LiDAR on, you can kind of see a little bit better, more of the contours here. And hopefully that kind of helps you a little bit. But so we're going to look at, I'm going to show you. So this is, I've accounted for the fact that your average person is 6 feet, is 6 foot tall, you know, relatively. So this blue line represents that person's sight line because I put it plus 6 feet from this top elevation. And so I did is I dragged a straight line through and I went to see anything intersect. And, you know, we got some close ones here, but because, and I'll go into why this is later. Or actually I can kind of share this part now. So basically, why would LiDAR be different from Google data? It's lower resolution. Google data is lower resolution. So basically, this would be like the Google data. If we're representing it on like a graph, this would be the LiDAR. So it's basically, you got these same points, you just have more filler when it comes to LiDAR. And so here's the two overlaid. As you can kind of see, it's, you know, it gives us the more important information. So if anything, what we're going to have is we're going to have conservative estimates that will yield false positives that you can see the path versus negatives that you can't see. So it's like, I think that's just important to tell you. I wanted to kind of explain to you guys what the pros and cons of some of the differences between these data sets are, and why I'm kind of implementing both and doing my best to work with that. And also trying to show you, okay, where are the faults there? And the faults would be, we might get false positives in that you can see the path versus can't. So because we're trying to mostly prove that can we not see the path, because that would be the important thing here, that would kind of more prove the feasibility of it. This is a really safe method to go about. Let me just minimize that. So anyway, so now we have, see that this is the straight line. So I'm just assuming, yes, we can see it. This is a close one, but let's just assume. And that, so I will post all the individual ones, the individual things, but some of them aren't even close. Like here's one. So 1 to A, we have, look how much of a hump that is. So you would not be able to see past that hump over to where our path is. So this is the information that I'm using in order to do this. So now I'm going to show you what the rest of these lines are as well. If you want, we can go one at a time. Like here's 2. You can't see anything from 2 because, of course, we're going to have to open that up. Because look, it goes up in elevation. And keep in mind though that there are trees, so maybe while there wouldn't be necessarily topography that would block the site or the site of this path, there might be foliage, which definitely could be possible. But right now we're just going to use, once again, we're kind of just going to deal with the topographical information in order to kind of assess the more extremes, or I guess what might be available, because then we can kind of narrow things. If we have a close call, then we can kind of say, I wonder, was this place really highly vegetated? All that kind of stuff. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So as you can see, can't see anything from 2. From 3, yeah, everything's visible. And I'll show you some of the graphs here. Look at that, straight shot, beautiful, right? We're looking at, thank you for asking, Lara Art 1. I appreciate you asking this. We are looking to see if you can see this path, because we want to know if any searchers who may have been at 1, 2, 3, or 4 could see the crime scene, or A, B, C, and D. Because if someone's coming down in the middle of the night with a wheelbarrow, they're going to freaking need a flashlight, right? And so I want to know, could someone have seen possibly a flashlight? Now, this is only this side of the bridge. We're going to get to the other side of the bridge and the feasibility on that later. Spoiler, you would have been able to see anything and everything. But this is from the cemetery, and, from this, which, everyone approached the crime scene from here. So I figured this would be a really good place to kind of, and this is kind of where the police were gatekeeping people from going into this area. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So anyways, we're just gonna, so you can see look at how easily, and some of these I didn't even add that blue line because it's perfect. And this is all database. This is 100%, like, I can back this up, like, just solid. All right. And now from 4, you can't see anything. So from 2 and 4, you cannot see any of these positions, any of the A, B, C, D, or crime scene. From 3, you can see A, B, C, D, and crime scene. From 1, that's the only one that's kind of got mixed results. You can see C, D in the crime scene, but not the other one, but not A and B. So I wanted to also illustrate that by kind of pointing, or not pointing, zooming in. We're going to go back to this so you can kind of see the contours more. So now if we stand right here,
these maps are literally I'm telling you that they are the most accurate ways of visualizing what it's like to walk that terrain. And these maps even now kind of minimize how treacherous certain areas are of the terrain. I'm just telling you. And that's why, I mean, after being out there, I never believed, at least coming from the cemetery, there would be a way down with a wheelbarrow. And but this path from Ron Logan's property is absolutely a clear shot possibility. And this just, just being at the crime scene in the fall, knowing that in February there would be even less leaves on the trees and the visual would be even more clear, to think that no one saw the girls. And if you go back and you watch last week's episode where we played the interview from the firefighter who discussed how they walked both sides of the creek and they deemed that whole area at the south end of the bridge completely searched and they needed to move on. These girls would have been in plain sight. They would have been in plain sight, especially in February.
It would have been impossible not to see it. Because, okay, so I want to show you guys where the bridge is. I get that. Okay, so you kind of see, it's kind of wonky here because they don't account for any sort of 3D model for the bridge, but you can at least see kind of the terrain a little bit. So, and see, this is down the hill. This right here. We'll
zoom in a little bit. Zoom in on that.
We'll probably go over that next week. Okay, here, a little spoiler here. So these are like two possible paths. Remember how I said that our Ron Logan path had like a 30% slope? These ones have like a 90 and 80% slope. So these ones would be, I cannot even stress how much more steep and difficult it would be to get down these ones. Like,
but here's the thing.
Down over here.
So see the little pink person here on the private drive?
It says
that was me. That was me in October, coming down the hill right before we saw Brad Weber's wife in her car lurking underneath the bridge. But from where I was standing, looking down that second hill, me and April both, critical thinker, we were both like, there's no freaking way.
Where is she?
There's no way to get down from here from the private drive. And the routes that Fungi has on here next to the bridge that Julie Melvin claimed was a path to get down to the creek is just as steep. So I don't know how the girls would have gotten down to cross the creek.
All right, so see, that's where the crime scene is, right there. And we're standing relatively close to where Amy. I don't want to screw this up anymore. So see, but look, the only thing that would have really obstructed the view to this spot would have been trees. And yes, there are trees, but there are no leaves.
Zoom in over there because the visual from here, you guys can see on the right-hand side, the downward slope to get to the flatland. Zoom in closer to the crime scene because we're further back.
Whee! I'm sorry, I need to exit the ground view level because I'm having a hard time navigating. So here's the river. Yeah, but the other thing that you'll be able to see once I prepare this a little bit better. Yeah, if you're basically at this end of the bridge, if you're even at this end of the bridge, like guys, look at this view. Look at this view. Crime scene. There is no topography preventing you from being able to see. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Sorry. From being able to see over there. It's literally going to just be trees without leaves. So
Chester, it took us to walk from the Freedom Bridge to the Monon High Bridge is approximately, depending on your speed, between 14 and 15 minutes to go from the Freedom Bridge all the way out to the Monon High Bridge. To cross the Freedom Bridge, you're talking anywhere from 7 to 9 minutes, maybe. And that depends on your mentality. I mean, if you're fearful, then you're going to go slower. The bridge is dilapidated. There's a lot of missing planks. The way that we traveled in initially while we were there is we came in passing Teresa Liebert's property on the private drive and traveling in that way. That private drive it's a good distance from
Here, I got that.
to reaching. We passed the shoe tree. We passed the Weber sign that's mounted on a tree. We passed a deer stand. Then we came to the Monon High Bridge itself, and we went underneath the bridge. We drove underneath the bridge, and then we parked. And to get up to the south end of the bridge was like, I couldn't walk up it straight up and down. I had to bend over and use my hands. I wasn't on my hands and knees, but midway through, I had to bend over and use my hands as balance to get up to the top. And then when we came back down from the south end of the bridge and we crossed back over the private drive, attempting to go down to the creek, that at this time in October of 2025 was a straight drop off. And I don't think that April's seen any clear path from that private drive to get down to the creek without literally like sliding on your ass all the way down because it was a straight drop.
So someone asked where the cemetery is.
Jason Jensen. Yes, that is actually Jason Jensen. Hi, Jason.
Hello.
We need to get together for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, someone asked where the cemetery is. I just added the blue marker so that you can know. But yeah. So here's what Amy was talking about. This is the turn to the Liebert Drive, and then here is when it starts becoming past this building, this little thing here. It's like a little outbuilding. Is where the Weber Drive begins, and it's approximately a third of a mile. And this drive.
A good drive. It's a good distance. It's a good distance.
Look at the elevation profile on this thing. Now, so one thing I need to note, guys, is that so despite this looking a lot steeper than the other ones, it's to scale. So if it's up, so like this is the range with this is 573 to 634. So this, despite looking a lot more radical of a slope, the maximum is still going to be around 25% of a difference in slope. And this section, this is the steepest section of the Weber Drive. Just letting you guys know that. And that's what she was talking about. So I was kind of exploring that a little bit, but thought that was kind of interesting, guys. So anyways, while we're still waiting for our friend Reese here, I'm just going to go over a little bit with what I've prepared, just to kind of what I hinted at with this part of it. I'm just going to show you a little bit of just the additional information from this PDF really quick, just to give you guys a little bit more of a background. So this right here, imagine a map. This is how this data, the mapping topographical data is created. So imagine a map, and for the sake of our example, let's imagine that there's like a data point every 10 yards recording that point in elevation. draw a line from one point to another. We can take the data points which intersect with our line and make a simple line chart out of it. That is exactly what has happened with this elevation data. That's these charts right here. And so here's our thing. And so here's how you read it. Left side is elevation and freedom units. Sorry, Quester. And well, no, I'm not sorry, actually. Freedom units. And then the red line is showing the elevation along the two connecting points at the ground level. And then blue represents plus 6 feet in order to account for a 6-foot person's sight line. So just, general. And so I just wanted to give that example here. By seeing if the red and blue ever.
Why we're at it, let's Quester, what are your thoughts on the LiDAR maps now that you see them in the pathways?
Pretty greens.
Play-Doh.
What did he say?
Pretty greens. They're so pretty, the greens.
Yeah.
Did you want something else?
That's all you have to say?
No, I wanted you to throw out your opinions on your expertise.
Well, I don't have much expertise in LiDAR, but it's interesting to see that path. I didn't realize it was there.
I didn't either.
That's why I'm here.
A bit.
Yeah, so you can see even the impression of it in here. It's like there are more paths, actually. It's very interesting because there are more paths along this area that I've been trying to map. And I got into doing this because I was trying to create a more accurate depiction of where all those kind of hidden paths are from that one image that I kept asking you for, which was like, where can you just send me like the Moment High Bridge and all the lesser known paths? And I was like, okay, I need to corroborate these.
Quester, do you remember the map that you created that had and it was color coded? It was probably
yes,
you sent it to me like 14 times.
Yeah. So I think I wonder if we worked. So Quester created a map that showed pathways that locals would use, non-locals, hunters, unfamiliar pathways, except for people who have lived in the area for years. So we have a map that Quester created that has all of these color-coded pathways. So I'm wondering if we took that map and we linked it up with Fungi's LiDAR maps, if she could.
That's precisely what I've been doing. Yeah, that's kind of, I got distracted on that.
It would really give us. The next thing that you also need to do, Fungi, is, based on the information that I have from locals in the area, is identifying, I know of at least one cellar that's out there in the middle of the woods, and it would be on Weber's side of the creek, but there is a cellar. And then we've also been searching for these random caves. Not that it matters. I mean, I think that, I am 50-50 on it being Ron. There's no doubt in my mind that Ron Logan's property was utilized as the entry and the exit point for this crime, the staging point for this crime. It's a matter of who was working with him and who was helping.
One question, Fungi.
Mm-hmm.
Right over on the right, you can see where there's a gully further over. See that gully that goes up and round, that one? How far up does that go towards Logan's and the other houses? And would that be
the overlay going? As you see, I have the overlay going here, but it keeps going. It stops right here. The overlay does, but I do know that it does go all the way to see where the surrounding trees, this area where all these trees are. You can safely say that that's that's likely where it is, because those trees would have been really hard to clear, A, and B, the trees would have kept things intact, so you don't remove them. You like, most people aren't going to remove the trees on the slopes because the roots are the only thing keeping them from massive amounts of erosion, like massive. Let me see if I can.
But probably not
So you can
traversable.
kind of see. You know, I have to double check with that, because there's like, I think might have been like at least one path like through here. Like I think through here, right here, there was a path, if I recall, looking at the LiDAR from a different spot. It's not that dense. It's mostly, it's just going to be, you can tell where the trees are. That's where the slopes begin. As far as where we know that there are already ravines, we can kind of make that out.
Are either of these paths, the one that you and Quester are talking about right now, and the one that comes from Logan's backyard, identified as the white line path, A, B, C, D, are either one of those accessible by an ATV?
Oh, 100%. This one, 100% easily accessible. The thing is, like, so in looking up what, oh, here we go. This is where this comes in. Oh, sorry, guys. I wanted to see how wide some ATVs would be, and based on the chart, this is kind of, at the time, these would have been some popular ATVs. You would need, at the very least, 3.75 to 4.167 feet. So, around 4, a little bit over 4 feet. And absolutely, that's traversable like that. The main thing is, so is the path wide enough to accommodate this? Yeah, because look at this. I overlaid the LiDAR map onto Google Earth, took measurements at some of the narrowest points. These are the narrowest points, and none of them came back to less than 5 feet. So that's 100% possible. But is the slope too steep? That's the other thing I wanted to go into. The darker colors in this represent steeper gradients. Let's see if I can zoom in here for you guys. Oh, hello there. Yeah, here we go. So you can kind of see, and I was going to do an overlay of this on that too. I just didn't want to overload you guys. This is also LiDAR information. It's kind of representing a different, it's like taken from the LiDAR data. It's just representing a different, I guess it's representing the slope value in terms of the colors. So the darker colors here, that's going to be a lot dark. That's going to be a lot steeper of slope. I'm so sorry, guys.
Okay. No, the reason I was asking was because if you go up that 1, 2, 3, 4 track, there's a heck of a long run, a clear run above it, getting to the house.
You mean
which would make it fairly easy to see, wouldn't it? That's what's worried me. See that big space?
Fairly easy to see.
Yeah.
Through here.
I would have thought. Yeah. None of this could be seen.
However, you have this tree line here. You have a tree line here, and you could be, because it's so open, you don't have trees obstructing like any possible moonlight or residual light in this open field. So you'd only really need to put your light. If you know where you're going here, if you're familiar with this, you don't only need to put your personal light on when you get to within the forested area. Just from my experience, it is crazy how much darker the forest can get. It's like it will be still sunny, but like the sun will be just starting to set, and it will look really dark in the forest, and especially when you go down into like one of these ravines by a river. Like I can't even explain the difference. Like when I used to live at our river, we'd come up and I'd be like, holy cow, it's still light out here, because it didn't feel like that. I was like, there's no way. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of old maps of the I can go over that some other day, Shabugs. But so I wanted to go over that. Here. Anyway, so we we took what Reese Davis was told, I'm sorry, I'm kind of everywhere right now. I'd be curious to see what phase the moon was in that night. I think it might have been cloudy, but if it's like a full moon, it still would disperse that light through the clouds in some ways. I think the motor in the video is probably an ATV. But I think Quester went over that a little bit either 2 weeks ago or last week. It was pretty interesting. But so yeah, this is if we take what he was told, then we have a few factors that we should keep in mind. Traction of the wheels on the path, which I wanted to point out. This path, this area has a lot of gravel in it, so it would have had appropriate traction for that, especially if it's a worn path. Maybe some places would have been it's definitely possible some places would have been muddier, but you might have been, because the bedrock on the surface is so close to the surface, I feel like it's more likely than not that, and you'd have to go there to double check this, but it's more likely than not that there was, after you get through the mud, you're going to hit like gravel, like naturally. So that's important. So in my opinion, this would probably be the bet, like one of the good bets of a wheelbarrow. And this is like specifically meant for like picking up horse poop. They're deep. They've got these deep sides. They've got really great wheels here. He absolutely would have had one of these. They're sturdy. They're super sturdy, and they're actually meant to, like, you can put like a square bale of hay in here, like sideways. So like they're deep. That's.
And Chester has a question: do we think the motor in the video could be ATV? Absolutely. When you isolate the audio from the 43-second BG video, the motor that you hear it's not a truck, it's not a car. And if it was, first of all, being at the south end of the bridge, you are way too far away from 300 North. And the private drive, it doesn't make sense that somebody would be coming in well, first of all, we know that no one came in the private drive because we have video. We have a video of the white car who attempted to access the private drive and had to turn around because the gate was closed. But an ATV makes a lot of sense. And the ATV could have come from any direction. And I would love to go back out there with April and Julie and Cherie. And if you watch the video from when we got caught being on the south end of the bridge by Brad Weber's wife, and we had to turn around and go up to Brad Weber's property. As soon as we passed his property, there was a fork in the road. That turned into an ATV trail. That's how we got out of that area. And we followed the ATV trail to the right, going back out towards the Sandiford's property. We didn't go to the left. But I would like to know now, if we had gone to the left, where that would have taken us. And that would have taken us in the direction of Ron Logan's property, with, of course, the creek being the divider in between the Weber's property and Logan's, but what the terrain was to possibly cross over. And we know that Garrett Kurtz used to ride ATVs out there all the time. Ron Logan's nephew, what's his name? Eric Alter, who has a YouTube channel, and it's titled Eric Alter Pink Panties. He has videos of himself out there.
Sorry.
It didn't know, but that's the name of his YouTube channel.
I know that's a
Pink Panties. He's out there riding on ATVs throughout the area.
I got something regarding the ATV here. I sent to Quester, and he went over. Come on, let's go over here. Oh no, let's go this way.
And you know what?
Come on, little guy. Here we go. And so this would, based on my experience, so we hear a lot of the vroom, and then like it lets up, and then it you know,
We do. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. Nautical Strings, I just want to welcome you. Nautical Strings, I just want to welcome you here. You are welcome here. You're welcome to post your, I guess, dissent of the conversation. Just stay open-minded. And no one here on this channel is trying to protect a child killer. That is a fact. But the majority of us here don't believe that a child killer is the person who is been sentenced in this case. And stay open-minded, ask your questions, argue respectfully, and that's all I'm going to ask of you. But welcome and join the conversation, please.
Yeah. And I guess my biggest issue with saying that the confessions are kind of the end all be all is the fact that multiple other people confessed and provided details that only the killer would have known without being locked for 13 months in solitary confinement. So I feel like those maybe, if we want to put a lot of weight into Alan's confessions, then I feel like a lot more should be put into the other ones. But anyway, so this is where this is where I know that the Bridge Guy video in the background, I pumped up the gain, the sound on it, and I tried to listen as hard as I could, and basically, there's some patterns of vroom and then nothing and then vroom vroom, and so I kind of wanted to show some maneuvers that ATVs might do, and I mean, it'd be really, really difficult to match them up, but it's not impossible with possibly the Weber driveway, perhaps. I don't know, but I just wanted to show like what those kind of things might have been used for. So like you go up a hill, and then if it goes down or like there's a little bump, you let off throttle, recover, then you gas again, and then gas, let off throttle going down, then recover, up, and then it turns. You'll also do that too.
The thing is that in Ron Logan or Keegan's version of events, they never interjected an ATV. It was my understanding. It was that they knew the girls were going to be out there through the Anthony Schatz account, and they had a heads up as to when the girls were arriving. And that's one thing that's so frustrating about the phone data, because Cecil and Bunner only provided in the phone data report what they wanted us to see. We don't know what the communication was through Snapchat, through any text messages, other than what we see from the day before with Anna Williams and the girls, and then Tyler. We don't even have the communication that was going back and forth throughout the night between Libby and Max Snowberger, let alone Anthony Schatz. That's all been excluded.
And we know that it did.
Huh?
And we know that it happened too. That's the other thing. We do know that there was communication.
Correct. And so, and we're allowed to speculate here, because we were given no choice. We were given no choice but to take what we have been fed over the course of the past 8 years from law enforcement and from the prosecutor's office, who then expect to change their story, change their scenario, change their person of interest, and expect us to forget everything that we were told and everything that lined up with there being more than one person involved. But if you believe the FBI search warrant and what they put in the search warrant, first and foremost, there was nothing in the search warrant that required the search of a bullet. They weren't looking for a bullet. They never expressed a gun being used in the case. In fact, we now know that when Ryan Logan took over the property and took the gun collection that his father owned to the auction, they contacted law enforcement wanting to know, well, we know that Ron Logan. Oh, there's
our friend's here.
Our friend's here. Give me 1 second.
Hey guys, so I'm just gonna. This is the Weber Drive. Just thought that would be interesting to map out. I am really excited for Reese, and Amy's actually going to send him some pictures.
Hey.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, if you can for me, talk a little louder than normal.
Okay, I'll try to. Okay.
Can you guys see? Can everybody hear him?
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Little bit low, but I can turn up my volume.
Okay, I'll try a little bit more too. Okay, I'll try to turn this up. Okay. Hopefully that works.
Is that better?
Hello.
Hey Reese.
Hello.
So we just got we just went over the LiDAR maps, and I told you I'm going to send you all the imagery, and
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
and so
Dude,
and I let everybody know in chat that you just recently got married, and if you want to,
Oh, did you?
I did. So if you want to tell everybody how you're doing, everybody wants to know how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing great actually. I'm actually doing pretty good. So, I mean, after I got married, I'm really happy. She's really great to me. I'm extremely happy actually. So I've really, I've never really been happier. But I'm doing pretty good. Considering the circumstances. Here, but things are good.
Do you want to give everybody an update about your case status and what's transpired with your case?
See, there's several things going on right now. I have a transfer going into the Court of Appeals that has to go in for approval. I'm on it's called successive PCR. So I have to get approval here in the state of Indiana to proceed in the sentencing court where I had my jury trial. So right now things are just being under investigation and being just reviewed on like kind of credit, on the credits pretty much of so like I said, it has to be approved. So but as far as the issues that are being raised, they're really strong. But again, it's kind of up to the Court of Appeals to allow me to proceed. But it's kind of wait to be determined. I guess I don't know. I mean, it's kind of one of them things. So. But I feel pretty good about it, and my attorney that I have, he feels pretty good about it too. So,
Are you are you still communicating with Andrew Baldwin? You don't have to go into detail, but Andrew Baldwin has maintained a friendship with you.
Yes, sure has. But yes, I'm in contact with him, when need to be, well, I've just seen him last week. Actually, he was up here. We had a visit together, so it went pretty good. He's an excellent man. I tell you what, he really is.
So, as we've talked about going, like the last couple of days about, I think I've expressed to you where my apprehension was with, and I've explained to everybody once again that this is not your version of events. These are versions of events that were told to you that you're conveying to the world about this case. And we talked about the end of the evening, we know what the story is leading up to Ron Logan approaching the girls on the bridge. The conversation that took place about going over and seeing the rabbits or seeing his animals, and then once they proceeded down the hill, what transpired, and then once they were handcuffed and he started to take them to his property, how there was an altercation. And ultimately, Libby ended up in Ron Logan's barn. And from there, do you just want to kind of rehash what Ron Logan and Keegan Kline obviously Ron Logan and Keegan Kline were not in the prison at the same time. Reese encountered Ron Logan initially. Ron Logan was let out by Nick McClellan, and then later came Keegan Kline, who found out that Reese had been communicating with Ron Logan. So Keegan approached Reese wanting to know, hey, I know I was told that you were friends with Ron Logan. What did he tell you? Did he tell you about me, et cetera, et cetera? Those are all, that information's all in the earlier interviews. But that night, do you mind going over what you were told transpired in the middle of the night? And do you know what time this started when they made the descent back down to where they left the girls?
I really don't know all the times that everything transpired, but, as far as after, I can go ahead and, I can go ahead and start from when he left, Delphi, and he heading toward, Lafayette, okay? He said that, he, left out to Lafayette, between him and Keegan, and believe that would be, a better idea, that if he had a, more of a story, if he wasn't in town. And I know once he left Lafayette, he mentioned that he came back to, after leaving Lafayette, and went through, it's called Battleground, Indiana, and that's where he disregarded some evidence, some of the burner phones and, things of that nature. I guess there was a river out through that way that they disregarded some stuff. When he got back into the city of Delphi, that there was there was some conflicts between him and Keegan. I guess Keegan. It's kind of hard to speak about because there's different conversations between both, you know what I mean? But just to kind of to fill in, Keegan kept the youngest girl at Ron's house while he was gone in the bathroom of his residence. I can't really tell you what transpired, what happened or didn't happen between that time. Nothing was really ever said, as far as that. And I did hope that he would tell me, but there was really nothing. That's where she was just kept, So, once he came home, he said that it was heading towards like the later evening, and he was paranoid over there was drones and stuff flying over. He wanted to kind of get out of the way, so he went home. They waited to dark time, and they were trying to decide, what to do. They didn't know what to do with the youngest girl. There was and I can't really tell you why, but there was really a dispute that, exactly if Keegan was planning to take her, and if they were going to take her life, and who was going to take her life, either one of them wanted to do it. I don't know I don't really understand what was you saying something?
No. During this time that you're talking about, you're talking about Abby. Obviously, she's the younger one. She's the littler one. During this time, for those in the chat who don't know, what were you told the location of Libby was?
She was placed in a barn inside of a tarp. You know, they rolled her up in the tarp and, you know, placed her in the barn until you know, through the next night into the early mornings. So that's where she was placed, right?
Did either one of them ever discuss with you the changing of the clothes? Why Libby was, and when the clothes were removed?
No, I wasn't ever really told about the changing of the clothes. I was told about getting undressed, you know, the girls getting undressed, and that's when the youngest girl, Abby, so that's when Abby slipped the cuffs, was when something about that time during the process of either dressing out or whatever was going on, you know, so that's when she slipped out. But as far as the process of the clothes and changing out and who ended up with whose clothes, I mean, I was never really told that information.
So what? Go ahead, Fungi. You have a question?
Oh yeah. Hi, Reese. I'm Great Lakes Fungi. I've been doing everything in my power to basically have people take your words seriously. You know, or you know, just like because
me too.
Yeah, no,
right?
I know that's a huge thing. Yeah, no, but I want to let you know there's so many people in your corner right now, and we if there's one thing that you can say that you've done on this earth, it is you've done the right thing here, and I really appreciate that, and I really, really hope karma is able to reward you for that. Like I'm getting a little teary-eyed thinking about it, but I wanted to ask if I know this is hard to talk about and think about, but if there were any details about perhaps the positions that they were in at the time of their injuries were inflicted, because the blood flow patterns are something that a lot of people have remained very confused about, and that never really got explained well, because they went like up their faces, a lot of people are thinking, and even the people at trial, the medical people at trial were like, they were possibly in a like upside down. I was wondering if anything about that.
If you don't mind, Amy, is there a way that you could possibly repeat that, because it was cutting in and out? And thank you, by the way. God bless you. I appreciate that. By the way,
So basically she was asking if you were given any information or any details about when the injuries occurred, the position of the girls, because based on the crime scene photos that we have, which are leaked crime scene photos, they're not the full in color crime scene photos. It appears, especially with Libby, that there is blood
and
flow.
At trial.
There's blood flow that goes upwards on the face, as if Libby was inverted at some point to where the blood would run up her chin and up her face towards her nose and her eyes. And even if you get cut, off, you can call back. But
sure, okay. And I mean, okay. So if
how about Reese? How about you start with the initial injury when they were handcuffed and Abby got away, and according to what you were told, Ron Logan struck out at Libby as a threat to Abby, like, do you want me to hurt her more?
Yes.
That sort of thing. Go ahead.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I mean, and that's right. You're right on those. That's what happened. He was trying to get the Abby back, because after she took off, Libby was, according to him, was telling her to run and call the police, contact grandma, whoever's your grandma, so.
Oh wow! I know.
Went to Ron, then you had Ron, grab a hold of her. He said he was afraid. He said, man, look, he said, I was on probation. He said, that's what he meant by things went too far. He said things went too far. He said that there was really never intentions to even kill the girls. Okay. Originally, with him, that is, that wasn't his intentions, right? So, but anyway, she ended up walking back because, she didn't want nothing to happen to the, Abby, so they re-cuffed her back up. So, that's kind of what happened there. And as far as the blood and the patterns, I'm not sure, but, if they refer to your earlier, what we did on on your last show, maybe last year or whenever that was. Okay, you got to remember, Libby, she was cut again because while she was putting the tarp inside the barn, when they went to go place her and move her, they noticed that she was still like faintly breathing. He said, and so she was alive in the barn, not conscious, but he said that she was alive, and they decided to cut her throat again. So she was in a wheelbarrow when she got cut for the second time. So, I mean, and that's just how he explained it to me. He said that they thought she was dead, and when they went to move her, that she was, they seen on her chest, she was still slightly faintly breathing, and then they decided, to cut her again. So she was laying down in some degree in the wheelbarrow, and I can't really tell you the position or nothing. He never explained, but she was, that's when they actually cut her significantly, because they realized that she was still breathing, which means that she was alive through the night,
But so, did
and they only
they
only transported Libby in the wheelbarrow, or did they transport both of them in the wheelbarrow? I just want to get an idea first.
Some guy wants to know, did they only transport Libby in the wheelbarrow, and was Abby still alive at that point?
I have no idea, and that's a question I've always had too. That's something, there's a lot that I didn't get answered.
No worries.
It seemed like the more that I started to ask and seek information, especially with Ron, he would shut down, But however, when I let him talk freely and I, made it as I was kind of open to what he was saying without judging him, which was really hard to do. But, when, he would speak more and more and tell me more information, but it seemed like every time I dig for information, because there was a lot of questions I had, still have, even right now, and I mean, technically, I just have a lot that I probably have just as many questions as anybody else,
No worries, man.
Do you
just appreciate you coming on here and sharing?
Thank you. Did they ever so let's talk about what you were told by either Ron or by Keegan about when they got there, where they were going to leave the girls, what they talked to you about with the sticks, and what happened with the sticks. Did they talk to you about that?
They both kind of gave me conflict in the information. They both said something different about it. Ron explained it as in like a witchcraft setting type, as he explained it. Then Keegan explained it. He said that there was definitely a reason to why they did the things they did at the scene. And the biggest thing he said that they wanted it to also appear in the end because they had the intentions to getting the girls off the property. But by the time before the sun went down the night before, they realized with all the police, there was police blocking off some areas. There was still people searching. There was police driving. And while the daylights were going on, there was drones going over the area. And they just knew that there was just a good possibility that they wouldn't be able to get out of the area.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I can call you back.
Yeah. Yeah. Call me back.
All right, bye.
Bye. So he's going to call right back, guys. And I agree.
Holy moly, Amy. That call grandma part wasn't call mom, as someone said in chat. It was not call mom. It wasn't call dad. Call grandma.
And nothing about his story has ever changed. Nothing about his story has ever changed. And for me, the only hurdle that I had was, okay, how did they get from Ron Logan's down to the crime scene with a wheelbarrow? And he didn't know, but he said, that's what they told me. And he's never even seen this area. Reese Davis has never been to Delphi. He's never seen this area. That's why he's always asking. That's why he's always asking for images, because he wants to see visually for himself. Give me a minute. Let me go through the whole prompts. But Fungi, go ahead and talk with chat.
Yeah. What do you want me to ask you? Does anyone know? I can Yo-Yo Corazon. I can ask if, I don't think he'll know this, but does he know anything about Brad Holder and Patrick Westfall and Gungear's Path? Really doubt he will, but I can always put that out there. I just want to say, if you guys ever encounter a person with half the bravery of Reese Davis, then we're going to be lucky. Wow, Michelle, thank you very, very much for helping with this channel. I'm going to tell you, every bit goes to everything. No, don't eat the mushroom, Fiend. Don't eat that mushroom, especially right now. Sorry. Okay. So Reese Davis, man, guys, he's been consistent, and he's been unafraid. It's Reese. He's going to be on the phone in a moment. Amy has to go through the rigmarole. He's been so consistent. He's been just, I just can't even imagine how much he put at risk. But yeah, not a lot of people would do what he's doing. So I think that people.
It's a brave guy that will speak out, but it's an even braver guy that will stick in there and keep speaking out. So, okay, full props to this guy.
We're back.
You got a Brit with us, Reese. You're known around the world.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one, but it's okay.
That's what I said at first.
All right, so.
Oh my God, Michelle, that was Michelle. Thank you so much. Michelle is. Thank you.
Very generous.
I'm going to have to, I don't know if you got, I got to go back and pull it up. There you go. Thank you, Michelle. Love you.
So someone did ask, were we in the middle of something when I'm sorry.
He was talking,
I do have some questions for chat.
Well, let's let Reese talk, and then we can address the questions, just because he's on limited time, and he's going to have to go into count here soon. So Reese, talk about what they told you about where they place the girls and how they place the girls.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to pick up where I finished off. So it was determined by the time that they figured that they couldn't get the girls out of the areas, that they were going to try to get the girls as furthest away from the top they could without interjecting themselves into possibly running into people out in the area of the trails. So that's why they took to the location to where they took the girls. And you said how, or I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
To be honest, the only thing that it's probably been over a year since we talked about all of this. I personally remember you talking about Keegan discussing the sticks in the sense that he was trying to replicate an anarchy sign.
Yeah, I mean, you had Ron explain it in a way that you could tell he didn't understand. completely what was going on. I mean, as far as with the sticks, he explained it to me. He said it's kind of like a witchcraft pattern is how he explained it. As far as Keegan is concerned, when he explained it is that he had, he explained, he said that the arms were placed in a position. He was, contrary to what a lot of people may think about him, you know, what I've heard, people think he's like really nice, like easygoing guy or whatnot, but he's really a sick guy. You know, he's a real sick guy, right? I mean, so when he spoke about this stuff, he just essentially seemed like proud, you know, and he was explaining it like the arms set in a position to replicate patterns with the sticks, you know, things in that nature. You know, I mean, they both made it clear that it was definitely a situation where there was more to it than just placing their bodies to where they found the bodies. I mean, you know, that was definitely made clear from both of them, right? So, but their ideas of it were different. You could tell Ron was more disconnected of why that they were being placed, how they were placed. Keegan seemed more in tune with it. I mean, if that makes any sense.
The one thing that I've discussed here recently on the channel, based on your and I's conversation, you know, everyone knows that you were yanked out of your unit shortly after the motion to correct error came out, and the prison wanted the prison wanted to separate you from being in the same, I guess you would call it a cell block with Keegan Klein, and you were stripped. Right. You were stripped of all of your personal belongings. That included not only handwritten notes from Keegan Klein, but notes that you were jotting down based on the things that Keegan Klein verbally had said to you. And now recently you've been able to, the prison has.
We need to be careful about the details right now on it.
Okay.
I mean, but there was definitely notes and more things that were written that were handed over. I mean, I'm not supposed to speak on it right now.
That's fine. Sorry, that's fine. So
I need to be careful.
No, I appreciate that. And I think everybody in chat will appreciate that.
Shut the fuck up, Amy. Kidding.
I know. So we'll move on. So did Ron Logan or Keegan ever state that they ever saw or encountered anyone on their trek down to the crime scene or back up?
Yeah, actually, yes. There was a couple encounters, and yet again, these are just like encounters. I can't really say if or what or anything of what if there was participation in the crimes. I can tell you what I was, you know, told, and that is there is somebody that, you know, that walked to the property to meet with Keegan Klein, because when he was adjusting these burner phones, he was programming the burner phones, I don't know, within the time cards or whatever to give it. I don't understand exactly what he was doing, but you know, so he was getting these phones prepared. There was somebody that came and met with him, and he did say that walks to the farm, which to me that means obviously walking distance. So
was
one of these
this person that you're claiming that Keegan was programming a phone for, this person that walked to Ron Logan's property, was this person perceived to be involved with the crime, or was this just something that went on that day?
Right. And you know what? And it wouldn't be fair for me to really say, because I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how involved they were, but I know that they were there to collect the phone. And you know, so I mean, you can kind of take it from there. I mean, I have no idea, but they walked to retrieve one of these phones. What they did with it, what their purpose was, I still can't tell you. You know, but this is just part of the notes that he told me, so I wrote it down. And I mean, a lot of things that I wrote down were just at the time seemed non-significant at all, but, I mean, I just wasn't sure, what was what. I didn't even know if they were telling me the truth. Now, when Keegan came and kind of clarified, it kind of started to come together that there was definitely some validity to everything I've been told. Because, I mean, we're talking about different time frames and, there was just a lot of confirmation, between the stories and, but I mean, as far as, the involvement of anybody else, I'm only drawing some inference that, that it does seem like there was definitely more involvement. But I mean, it wouldn't be fair for me to really even say that I knew or, I just know what I was told, and there was, and I wish I was told more, but I do think it's really odd, bizarre, that anybody would come to collect a phone. I mean, it just don't, it's just for no reason whatsoever. I mean, and the reason why he did tell me that, it's because he was talking about having to hide Libby in the bathroom.
Was it Libby? Was it Libby in the bathroom or was it Abby?
I apologize. It was Abby. I apologize. Yeah, but the youngest girl. So in the bathroom while this was the phone was being handed to him, and I really don't know. I mean, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But that's what I mean. Can you go back to your initial interaction with Ron Logan, and when we talk about, okay, so we have the girls on the bridge. Do you remember exactly where? Okay, well, here really quick. Julie Melvin is asking, ask Reese if he heard another name mentioned by Ron Logan or anyone with the initials MK. No, to keep it all the way fair. No, he kept it close to his sleeve, on names, so I mean, I was kind of like trying to dig and hoping that I'd be able to get some names out of him, and he would just refer to people as friends and acquaintances and stuff like that. But he was like really careful with what he said.
So if we go back to when Ron Logan discussed with you how he approached the girls, because one of the really big dilemmas that we've ran into, me, Quester, Fungi, everybody who's covered this case. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Tom. Right. We have this eyewitness of Betsy Blair who is on the trails, and she approaches the bridge and she sees a gentleman on the first platform of the bridge. And she describes him as being, I don't even know if you know this, but she describes him as being young. Brown poofy hair, in his 20s, good looking, thin built. And then we fast forward to the trial, and you have the state that says that Dr. Walla was told by Rick Allen himself that he was sitting way back further on the trail, sitting on a bench, and he watched Abby and Libby arrive, and they start to walk down the trail towards the bridge. Well, Betsy Blair's testimony is that she saw this young man on the bridge, on the first platform, which the state has claimed is Rick Allen. She turns around to go walk her normal route that she does for an athletic route that she walks, and she passes Abby and Libby, and that's the end of the story. But the state claims that Rick Allen watched Abby and Libby get dropped off, walk up to the trail, turn left to go to the Monon High Bridge, and he follows them. Well, if the young bridge guy on the first platform is Rick Allen, but Rick Allen is further back on the trail, sitting on a bench, and begins to follow the girls, how is Rick Allen in both places? That's my question. And how does that compare to what Ron Logan told you about when he first encountered Abby and Libby and how that transpired?
Right.
And was there,
I'm sorry.
no, you go.
No. I was going to say it conflicts completely with what I've been told. Okay. First of all, Ron Logan told me that was definitely him on the bridge. Okay.
He told you that. He told you it was,
Yeah.
he said, that is me on the bridge.
Yes. I mean, there's other people that know of this. Yeah. I mean, there's no question. I mean, yeah. So, but yeah, he personally told me that. So I know myself that who was on the bridge. So, now as far as, I don't know who was all with him. I know when Keegan Klein, because they drove in one car from the farm, okay, to the location where they parked the car. It was told to me that he pulled off to make it look like as he was broken down. Now they all walked to the location, to where the girls were. There was a reason why that Keegan walked back to the car, and I don't know exactly what that was. But
Broken down?
He said there was a lady. He said there was a lady that pulled off behind him in the car, asking if he needed help and if he was okay. And he told me that he told her in response that his dad was on the way, that everything's okay, that things would be fine. Okay, so after she left, he got paranoid and he took the car by himself back to the farm. And I know that Ron Logan and another individual, and you fill in the blank, I have no idea, were still approaching the girls to get the girls to come with them. But their original plan was to load the girls in the car. But the plans changed, because the lady pulled up behind him asking if they were okay or not, if he was okay, and he just said, oh, my dad's on the way, everything's okay. Well, after she left, he said he got super paranoid and left them and, let them know, that he was going to meet them from the backside end of the property, to meet them back, meet like halfway. Everybody's going to meet halfway again.
Did Ron tell you how many times he was on the bridge, or did he have any insight to, I'm assuming by the time he interacted with you in prison, he knew that there was a video, or at least there was images from a video taken from Libby's phone. Did he say anything about, I knew they were recording me, or I didn't know they were recording me? Anything to explain what transpired and when on the bridge?
Well, as what he told me, he said that, he told me it was him on the bridge because he wanted me to observe something on the news. And I really don't want to say what that is that day. He thought was for chewing out a fanny pack that is the shape of something. And he was referring to something, seeing if I noticed that when it comes back on the news again. And that's the only reason why he told me it was him on the bridge, because he wanted to see if I would notice something out there that he was telling me that was there. Okay, so now the individual that was with him, when he approached the girls on the bridge, that they originally that they approached the girls together, the girls got nervous and walked on the bridge. They were not on the bridge originally. They walked on the bridge. Did
he say exactly? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but did he? No,
you're fine. You're fine.
Did he say exactly where he encountered them? Was it at the very?
I'm sorry. It was off the side. They were looking down. He said looking down at something, and that the youngest girl was talking about these little baby rabbits, wild rabbits that were down the way, and that's when they approached the girls that was off the side of the bridge, and that they just got nervous. The girls got nervous and walked off while they were trying to communicate with the girls, and so they rerouted. They would let the girls do what they did, and they talked. Well, the guy that was with him, Ron, indicated that he they decided Juan was going to go approach him by himself. Okay, so
so when the girls when the girls were initially approached, were they approached by more than just Ron? Was it multiple guys or just Ron?
No, it was Ron and his friend that was with him. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why the girls got nervous. They both went to approach the girls off the side of the bridge before they went onto the bridge. But the girls got nervous and walked up on the bridge, and they let the girls alone. You know, they let the girls and decided that Juan was just going to approach him by himself, see if that they would be less nervous. And when, you know, the other guy hid in some trees outside the hill right there. Bring the girls around outside the hill. So he waited, already another individual waiting for him.
So the guy that was waiting when you say the guy was waiting on the side of the hill, was he at the beginning of the bridge where they crossed the bridge, or was he at the other end?
Ron Logan called someone at that time.
I really don't. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you one way or the other. I can only really relate it to how it was told to me. So I mean, I'm not sure. Was it ever explained to you?
You have 1 minute remaining.
Do you want to call me back?
Yeah,
I think we have like 15 minutes. Do you have enough on here? Because I'll put more on.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll call you right back.
Okay, call me right back.
I'll call you. Yep. Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you for you.
Okay, guys, he's going to call right back.
I think that toward the end of it, you should tell him that we got a little surprise coming for him. Just so many people. I think toward the end of it, I just don't want, I don't want people to say like, oh, he's doing it for money. This is completely, guys. He has no idea you guys have sent anything so far.
Not to mention, let me just tell everybody this about him.
Yeah.
From day one that I've communicated with him, my communication with him, I feel obligated to provide the funds on his account to speak with me, et cetera, et cetera. And he has an uncle. There was a lawsuit a long time ago before any of this ever transpired that he has a little bit of a savings account that his uncle is in control of. And every single time I put money on his account, within 30 days, all of the money that I put on his account, I received a check in the mail as reimbursement because he would not let me pay for anything. He is a very good person.
You let him know this is out of the kindness of people's hearts.
I am. So talk chat up really quick while I bring him back on.
All right, guys. If you guys have any questions that that maybe Amy's missed or whatever, you can send them to Amy via email. You can post them on the Facebook group. We'll get them to him. He's got limited time right now, but it's always the future. And you guys, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him that he's doing good, all things considered. But thank you, everyone, for helping. And if you would like to help us somehow, everyone here, oh yeah, Michael Osberg had a question. What was it? I saw it earlier. Someone repeat it for me because I don't. I got to keep talking. Yeah, if you guys do want to help us somehow, then contact Amy via email or the Facebook group, or you can contact me. I need to get back to someone, by the way. You know who you are. I'm sorry about that I haven't gotten back to you. But yeah, no, probably best for me for email. I'm going to type my email in chat. So I just typed it, and yeah, if you guys anyone, but we seriously, we always happy to have help, and we don't turn people down. We we need all hands on deck here. And okay. How many times is Ron Logan on the bridge? All right, I'll make sure that we got this. His friend, and who was his friend? Okay, all right. I got two. All right, I got two of them. Well, the thing is, Steve Curry, it kind of evolved with him understanding more, with him being told more too, because it was different times.
Woman Redacted, thank you so much for putting, guys, Redacted just put up Reese's ID number and how to contact him directly in the chat. I just put it up on the screen. There's two different apps. There's the GTL app, and then there's the Getting Out app. The Getting Out app, you can reach him through messaging. But the GTL app, it's purple, and that you can put money on you want to put money on his trust. I know you don't. Reese's like, shut up. Don't tell them that. Reese doesn't want any money.
You don't get to say that, Reese. This is how. Look,
but you can
have
put
no
money,
idea how much people love
you. You can put.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. If you're going to put money on his account, put it on his trust fund on the GTL app. That allows him to use the money as he needs it, whether it be phone, messaging, or commissary. That's the best place to put it. Shush your mouth. Okay.
Yeah. It's Christmas season, Reese. It's a spirit of giving.
So let's go back to
we had a few questions.
Okay, so what are okay?
I know Michael Osprey did ask one. I got a couple written down here.
So there's people who have questions, Reese, and Fun Guy's going to ask, and only answer what
Hopefully
you
can hear me.
So
Sure.
Go ahead, Fun Guy.
You may have to repeat it.
Do you know if Ron Logan had been on the bridge before?
He never really said specifically on the bridge, but he traveled the area between his location of his home to the area. I do know that he specifically said that he was extremely familiar, with the area. But I mean, he never specifically said I was on the bridge before. I can't really say that, but
okay.
And
can you tell us who Ron Logan's buddy is, or if not a big deal? It's just some people were asking.
I really wish to this day that I knew.
Good, man.
I wish I knew. I really do. I would do anything if I knew, because there's been a lot of people with that.
It's fine.
I mean, it would kind of really help. So, but I don't know.
Hey, we're gonna figure it out.
How many times on the trails before before the abduction, where Ron Logan decided, okay, I'm going to take it too far? Before that point came, how many times did Ron Logan approach the girls? Do you know?
He said a few times, actually. I know he approached them originally with the other individual. Okay, originally. He said that he walked and paced in circles of the area to try to build the nerve to go on the bridge once he was on the bridge. He said that he said, man, he's like, I tell you what, he was like, man, I couldn't. He said, as soon as he thought that he had the nerve to approach him, he said that he would back away and turn around. And he said, but the more that he would pace the general area outside the bridge and, in circles, he said that he noticed that they were kind of getting more nervous and paying more attention to him, for a minute. And then he said he walked off outside. And finally, he just built the nerve to altogether go approach him. on the bridge. He said that he was influenced by the other individual too, like to hurry up, get it done, because they were trying to get out of the area,
Oh, that brings me back to my question before the voicemail lady came on. Was this a crime of opportunity, or were they anticipating Abby and Libby being out there on the trails? Were they?
I was told that I was told originally, this was from Mom. Mom said originally that it was only supposed to be Libby that was there. They weren't expecting both girls originally to be there. They learned that, as time went on, but they were supposed to only meet the oldest girl out there. That's why he said, when like in your last show, he made a comment. He said things got out of hand, plans changed. That's what he was referring to. That the plans weren't both girls originally, and the plans were, that's what he was referring to.
Did Ron Logan or Keegan ever explain to you? Like, did Keegan ever say, like, I was supposed to meet Libby that day? I don't think that we've ever talked about this. Did Keegan say that I was communicating with Libby and I was supposed to meet her that day? She was coming there to meet me?
Yeah, he's the one that got her there, that's specifically what he said. He said that he was going to, but it wasn't supposed to be indirectly that she was meeting, according to her, that he was just trying to get her there, so, and that was that,
Did they say why? Like, when you say things got, and don't feel like if you don't have the answer, you don't have to answer. If you,
sure.
But
I won't.
What was supposed to be the end result? Like, we've got these, we have this girl, Libby, Keegan or Ron showing up. We have them coming. What was the original plan for her showing up and then interacting with her? What was the plan? And then they say things got out of hand.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I don't know what you finished. I'm sorry. Oh, was you done? I'm sorry.
I'm done. Like, what was the original plan? What were their intentions of meeting them? If it wasn't murder, what was it?
Was to take Libby. That he was going to take that. He was planning to get her to the farm. He was going to originally take her. As far as the plans and where, I don't know. I know that there was pictures taken. I know that there was,
that day.
What pictures specifically?
That day.
Yeah, there was pictures taken. Yeah, there was pictures taken, but I don't know
that day
who or what or
like no that day. Like
that's what was said. That's what was said. Yeah, so but yeah, he was taking pictures.
Who was taking pictures?
Well, I was understanding. Well, when what's his name? Keegan met back up to the woods with him again when he went to undress the girls before she got cut. That was what was going on at the time of her getting undressed, was the pictures. As a matter of fact, I know this sounds sad and really disgusting, but he also stated that, he had the pictures that he, took with him, and he couldn't sell them like he thought he was going to sell them because he was making fun of her weight, and saying, and like really like laughing about it and making fun of her weight, saying, that they didn't get the hit that he was hoping for, stuff like that, but he took pictures of, the oldest girl. This was as they were getting undressed, and I don't know what the pictures consisted of. I know that everything happened rapidly, as that was going on. I don't know anybody's intentions or what, but there was definitely pictures taken, right? And so, that's a definite. He definitely told me that was done. I can't tell you exactly what second, what was going on before and after. I don't know. It's been things, but it disgusted me because he was making fun of her body, you know, talking about her weight, and you know, I mean, it was kind of, it really pissed me off. You know, I mean, it was really hard to sit back and listen to. You know, he was like, you know, he wasn't able to sell him like he thought, I guess, you know, if you want to say it.
I remember you talking about that he was saying that he got pictures, he obtained pictures from Libby and he wasn't able to sell them, and he was making fun of her. He was
Yes.
body shaming her.
You are exactly. That would be the way to say it. Yeah.
That's not new. That was said way back when.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you
but,
at the crime scene, when they left the girls at the crime scene, do you know, did they ever say that they took photographs of that area, or did they not say?
it was never really said, you know. I've wondered that too myself, but it was never said. So I don't know, you know. I don't know. I know that he spoke a lot of like violent, you know, violence, like violent videos and stuff like that, you know, himself, and you know, was trying to explain some different things to me. You know, I know that he was into like a violent scene of child stuff, you know, things that he explained to me. But you know, it was like a I don't know how to say it.
Do you know when? So after they left the girls at the crime scene, was it just Ron and Keegan that you know of that were leaving the girls at the crime scene, or was there?
No. I don't specifically know. I know there was a party, and there was a lot of visuals, you know,
Okay.
the night before from the party.
Okay, so
I don't know who
that's-
was involved.
That's one thing.
So,
I hate cutting you off. I just know that you're on a limited phone thing.
yeah.
That's-
The phone's like flashing right now. It's going to be disconnected in a second.
Merry Christmas.
And
Reese.
this is something that we didn't talk about initially. I know that you and I have talked about it, but we haven't talked about it publicly, about
Sure.
the party that transpired at Ron Logan's property on the 12th. The girls went out to the trails.
The night of the 12th.
So talk about that. And if you need to call back, you can. And if you need me to add money on there, I will. But
Well, I mean, I can't call until 4:30 if you're going to still be on. I don't know.
what time is count?
Because right now it's about to disconnect any second, right?
Hey,
Okay.
Until 4:30.
thank you, Reese.
Or we could just do it. Hey, God
We-
bless you guys. Thank you so much. Okay.
It's water.
No. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on getting married.
Yeah, thank you. She's great.
Aww,
She's wonderful, man. Serious.
that's wonderful.
But thank you. Yes, I appreciate you. Thank
Well,
you.
we'll set up.
And
We'll
everybody take care.
we'll set up another time for
You
you
stay
to call
strong,
in.
man.
No, yeah. Anytime, Amy. I got you. Okay.
I know. I love you.
All right.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I love you too. God bless everybody. Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Reese.
Everybody take care.
All right. Bye.
You take care.
Oh. Okay, my baby. Hold on. Let me mute myself for a second because I have a Yorkie who thinks
That
that
dog.
she's a pit bull. Can you hear her barking?
But I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go get her under control. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Thank you, everyone who has said nice things to Reese about Reese, as wants to help him out. He may not need it, but you know, maybe he can help out his bride. Maybe, I don't know. You know, it's just, I'm just really, it's a good thing, guys. It's doing the right thing always needs to be, you know, rewarded. And Because if you don't reward it, then no one wants to do it. And heck, if you punish it like the Richard Allen, when you come out and say the right thing, then sure as hell no one ever is going to do it. So, society does not work very well if you do that. Anyways, Quester, anything you would like to say, or do I need to start talking about chickens?
No, you talk about chickens. Go on.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any videos of chickens here that I can share with everyone? My chicken laid a new record, 91-gram egg. The last record was 90. I'm so proud of her. I think, her butt's probably fine. She's cute. I love her. Did you guys know that chickens, oh, okay. I was about to get into chicken facts.
Okay.
Wait. I want to share a funny image.
Okay, I'm scrolling through the image. I'm going to scroll through the chat right now. And Quester, you have been so quiet. I'm going to need you to speak up.
I made him talk while you were gone. Do you like this, guys? All this time I've been right here.
Yeah.
Quester? I've got like an entire folder at least. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm here. I've got a word in edgewise. Yeah.
Okay. So I think all of you know by now, Reese he's genuine and he's proud. That's the best word I can come up with to describe him. He doesn't want handouts. He doesn't want help with anything. I have, for the past year been in communication with him, and he's always, like, everything that I've ever done for him, he's always, against my consent, has reimbursed me, which is ridiculous. But he's a genuine person. He's a really good person. And I'm happy for him getting married, and he has a lot of things to look forward to. His case is moving forward, and that's all I can say about that. But his story has never changed when it comes to Ron Logan and Keegan Kline, and everything lines up, and it lined up for me until we got to the wheelbarrow. And now that Fungi has provided us an exact path from Ron Logan's property down to the crime scene, it really hammers home what really could have transpired that day. Yeah, Andrew Baldwin has visited him several times, not just in the past week, but he's visited several times. Oh my gosh. I've been chewing gum and now my lips are numb.
Girl.
Oh, Jojo, glad you got a membership.
So
I want you to show on your LiDAR map. I know we talked about this before, but I want you to show the south end of the bridge and the down the hill and then down the second hill.
Next week on Case by Case.
You want to do it next week?
Do you want me to do? I don't have the LiDAR map overlaid right here, so I can't do that right now. But I mean, like, I have some of it, but not all of it.
Oh, I mean, if you can't do it right now, that's fine.
Yeah, I was actually going to switch to my phone in a minute because
Okay.
I think my goats want some carrots.
Your goat wants some carrots?
All 3 of my goats. They're my kids, Amy. You care about your kids, I care about mine.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Oh, you said that you had some news, I think, regarding the long-term plans for the channel, you said. I just wanted to
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you
Goodness,
wanted to say that.
I hate even bringing, yeah.
If you don't want to, you don't have to. Not big deal.
No, I will, because I promised Karen that I would. So I am, in the meantime, I think, we are at episode 30 of The Vault. We have gone down extensive rabbit holes. We have covered the phone data, the timeline, the Odin aspect. We've done everything, and we are going to continue to pursue all of these elements in the case. But I also feel the need to expand, and I don't know how. I know how you feel, Fungi, about it. I'm not sure how Quester feels, but the 2 of you and I work together phenomenally. Hold on, let me cough. But going forward, and when I made at the beginning of, thank you, Under Your Scars. At the beginning of this live stream, I posted a comment that I'm hoping to go full time with the channel, which that would be my dream, is to be able to leave my job and go full time with the channel. Going forward, I don't even know how to say it. I have gotten some not so good news medically in the results of a mammogram. And I have a lot of things coming up that I'm going to have to go through that will more than likely require time off from work. And the positivity there is I have all of you guys, and I can dedicate the downtime throughout the process to working on cases that need focus. And that may be something that is going to happen here in the near future. That's about all I can say. So that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's no, guys, see, that's why I didn't want to say anything.
I can bring up like a chicken clip if you want to make things lighter, or we can make Quester say funny words. Anyone who wants to do
it? So this past Friday was supposed to be a coming to heads doctor's appointment. And because my job is what it is, and long story short, where I'm at right now with my job, I was forced into a new position. It wasn't a choice. I was forced. We're going through a lot of changes. We're going through a lot of automation changes, symbolic changes, and I was forced into a new area, which I was hoping would be great, but it's not great. And the transition has lost my seniority. In my old department, I was in the top 3 of my seniority. Where I'm at now, I'm 11th. Okay, you might think that's no big deal, but when it comes to putting in for time off and needing time off for doctor's appointments, et cetera, it's not an easy It's not an easy road. So my appointment that was supposed to be scheduled for last Friday, where I would walk away with actual true results, had to be rescheduled because I couldn't get approval from work without being terminated. It's crazy. So now my appointment has been moved to January 26th. For those of you who don't know, my mother and my grandmother and both of my aunts, my only aunts, all have experienced breast cancer or bone cancer or some form of cancer that led to the detriment of their livelihood. And my mother lived with me for 12 years and I took care of her. And I don't ever want to be in that position. So going forward, all I want to do is be proactive and eliminate I don't know. It's hard to talk about, to be honest. But that's what I'm facing, and I'm hopeful that I will get some good news. And if it requires me to have time off of work, I will definitely dedicate my time off to this channel. So when Karen asks what I mean by I'm hopeful to be going full time on the channel, that's what I mean. There's a lot that's going on behind the scenes, and all I can do is go with the flow. So, Fungi, Quester, please jump in.
Share the screen that I'm doing. We're just gonna have a lighthearted, cute little chicken video just to end it on. It's like a couple seconds long. All right, guys. Look at the dust bath thing. Everyone loves chickens. Look at them. That one right there, the black and white one, she's on my shit list. Her name's Oddball. She got dunked yesterday. See that thing on her face? That's a chicken blinder because she's such a mean girl. She's the meanest hen ever. We're thinking about getting rid of her. Anyways, chickens love to dust bath. I hope Amy can go take a dust bath after this.
I don't.
Yeah, look at how happy.
they all seem to have a carefree attitude. Let me see.
This one's good. Here's more. Here's more. This is Booger.
She's backing up.
Booger doesn't care.
Okay,
No,
what's this?
Booger's
What's
just
this one doing that's like buried in the dirt?
They're dust bathing. They're all dust bathing. Everyone's dust bathing. Dust bathing is the way that we do things here. Here, what's this one? She needs to lay an egg.
She's thinking about it. Look
That's
at
cute,
her.
right?
She's looking from one box to another.
No, she's
thinking about it.
yelling that I need to lay an egg, you guys. Saying it in the nicest way possible. Do I have any more? One more. Let's try to do one more. Oh, look at them. They're all eating. Yeah, that one's mean. All right, we're good now.
Okay. Tom wants to know, does Quester have any pets? Quester.
Yeah, Quester.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I'm not going to elaborate. Watch, she'll just leave us like that.
Dog.
Dog, just literally dog.
Dog.
And chickens.
You have chickens?
Woo!
Yes,
he
has
told me
chickens.
a while back.
Loads of them.
What kind of dog do you have?
Irish red and white. Setter.
Probably just calls it dog.
Oh, you have an Irish setter? I love setters. Oh my God.
Red and white.
You know, with setters, there's no in between. They're either dumb as a doorknob or super smart. There's literally no in between. That's what I know about setters.
So Laura Art wants to know, Quester, do you like Midsummer Murders? It's a TV show.
I know it. Well, let's put it this way. I sure as heck wouldn't live in that town.
I want to know, okay, Quester and Fungi both. I want your, just rip me wide open while you're at it. I am ready to do a deep dive. Yeah, shut your face. I am ready to do a deep dive into the Gilgo Beach murders because I feel that there's over like 60 unidentified bodies.
Yeah, but it's a city.
Yeah, New York City. I am ready
I heard
to deep
something
dive
about that.
case. Huh?
Heard of New York? Have you heard of New York? I don't, I heard about it once in passing.
Oh,
It's somewhere near the sea,
Small
isn't it?
town.
Yeah.
Do you understand that the corruption in that case is equivalent to the Delphi case?
Yeah, but it's like, it's such a bigger machine there, Amy. It's they have so many more eyes on that one too.
I'm not crazy. I am like, while we have downtime, while we have downtime in the Delphi case, waiting for the state to respond or the Attorney General's office to respond, there are other things that we can be doing on this channel. And the Gilgo Beach murders is, like, to be honest, it's never ending. And the corruption with the prosecutor and the chief of police and how all of that went down and all of the unclaimed, unidentified bodies. And then the Shannon Gilbert case, it's freaking insane. I would love to bring all of you along with me on that journey.
Yeah, I can help in a very limited sense, but good Lord, just thinking about the massive amount of people.
Oh my God. That's what makes it great.
And
I love digging.
Girl, you're not the one sifting through all the records individually.
Yes, I am. What are you talking about? Yes, I am.
You're not the one who has to, you're not the one who's looking through all the old newspaper articles and
oh, that's you. No, that's you. That's definitely
that's why
you.
Delphi, just Delphi, the scale Delphi is already like overwhelming me.
Yeah. Lisk is insane. The Long Island
there's already a lot of resources too.
Is insane. Yeah, but
I'll be watching it. I can chime in on the environment and the stuff that's not city stuff. Other than that, I don't know shit about city. I don't desire to know shit about cities. And
I want to look at the terrain. I want to look at all of the areas where these bodies were found, and I want to track Rex Heuermann's out-of-state ventures and figure out, okay, where was he when and what bodies lay in wake. That is huge because he didn't stop killing in 2010. He was arrested immediately because of the fact that he was still operating burner phones and still contacting Backpage, Craigslist escorts, or attempting to contact escorts on other platforms. That's why he was arrested when he was arrested. So from 2010 until 2025, 2026, he didn't stop killing.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you there. I don't think that I just, yeah, no, I mean, the stuff outside of the city and stuff, maybe I can help with, especially I have some connections to North Carolina where I know he's from or parts of it's from. So Gilgo Beach might be far from the city, but when I consider the fact that the fact that I it currently overwhelms me to live in a county with just like 25K people.
Well, what I want to do
in the
is
entire county.
what I want to do is New York City, Suffolk County doesn't allow cameras in the courtroom, aka Delphi, because they have a lot to fucking hide. I want to attend a trial. I want to go up there and see the area along Gilgo Beach where all of the remains were found. I want to go to all of the different areas in Oak Park Association, the places where Shannon Gilbert banged on doors. The Shannon Gilbert story for me is just horrendous. Like, her story is, oh my God.
Watch the body cam.
It's tragic.
Sometime.
The shit, though, I'm going to cover all of it along with Delphi, but I want all of my Delphi people to come on board with my Gilgo Beach case, because it's very similar to the corruption that we're seeing in Delphi, the cover-up that we're seeing in Delphi, which aligns with the Suffolk County corruption. You know, the Jim Burke, the prosecutor, all of the reasons why they excluded the FBI, all of the outer perimeter law enforcement agencies. Like, and regardless of the fact that these girls were sex workers, I mean, they're someone's daughter, they're someone's sister, they're someone's friend. I mean, several of them had just really started in the sex working game. Besides that, they were real normal people. It's worth looking into.
Anyways, I gotta get going. My kids are probably starving. Nope, not CPS applicable, but yeah.
No, so hold on. Let me answer this really quick. Demanding answers or x-rays, whatever. So I have gone through a lot of the steps required by my doctor. I have had blood work done. I have had x-rays done. I've had imagery done. Actually, I've had imagery done 3 times. Mammogram, more imagery done by mammogram. And then I had a 3rd mammogram done for extensive viewing. It's all on my left side. And the next step that I have to go through is a biopsy, or, well, I'm sorry, first, not biopsy, but ultrasound. I have to have an ultrasound done followed by a biopsy. I've been down this road before. I'm not going to lie. My family history has been extensive with breast cancer, all different sorts of cancer. And I had this situation going on when I was pregnant with my son, which they wouldn't address until after he was born, which then I went through the process of that, and it was a what they called a liquid filled lump, which is great, but now this is a solid mass that they have detected. So if I'm going to be off work going forward at any stage, I expect all of you to be here, because I am going to spend my downtime working on this channel and working on all of these cases, period. Fungi? Quester?
Do swidania.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about that case at all, so
I thought he was referring to having breast cancer. I'm sorry. I was like, yes, Quester.
I don't know anything about
guys,
that case at all.
I don't know nothing.
He doesn't know anything about New York City. You should show him where it is on a map too.
I know where it is. Out of Bristol, turn left. Once you cross the wet bit, it's there.
Yeah, there's a couple miles of wet bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around there, the kilometers turn into miles.
Wet bit's wet, isn't it? Huh.
Oh, shut up. Okay, you know what? I can't do that. I can't be mature. I love you all.
Now, Quester, you're gonna have to say something.
Oh, wait. Quester's got to say something funny. Someone give me a funny word for him to say. Quick, before he leaves us forever. Not forever, but oh God, someone figure out a good word. Does no one have a good word for me? I am going to. We need good words. Okay. What should we?
Quester?
Yeah.
Okay. Tomatoes and supercalifragilistic.
Tomato. It's tomatoes, not tomatoes. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
All right. Now say the other one.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh my God, I love it.
Equilibrium. Say equilibrium now. Everyone's just, you have carte blanche to tell him to say whatever the fuck you want. If you guys want a good a good phone ringtone here or like an answering message, now's the time. I'm kidding.
Say okay.
Cheerio.
Belly May Day says say wrong. Wrong as an RONG. Wrong.
RONG.
Wrong.
There's no W.
You're wrong.
There's no W, sir. Wrong.
Say controversy. And then we want another aluminum. I really like when he says aluminum, honestly.
There's no such word.
Then someone said, okay, you know what? Just start reading from the chat, buddy. Aluminum, we got mycophagy, we got controversy, we got rhizomorph, we got someone wants you to say bottle.
Bottle.
I actually kind of want you to say bottle now.
Bottle. Oh, that's the best.
Bottle.
You know, it does sound kind of fun.
That's the best. That's the best.
Controversy. The vine and spine.
I love it.
Okay, aluminum one more time, though, please.
No such word.
What, aluminum?
Yeah.
There's no such word as aluminum where you come from?
It is. Say that. Say it.
Aluminium.
You're wasting my time here.
Aluminum.
Thank you, fucking. All right, I'm good now. I'm really good now. I'm fine now.
So right. Aluminum is not a word. Say aluminum.
It's not a word, aluminum.
Aluminum. See, you said it.
You're not a word.
But can you say bromochlorofluoromethane?
What did you fucking just say? Call me?
I said, can you say bromochlorofluoromethane?
If I understood what you were even saying, maybe.
How about anti-disestablishmentarianistically?
Oh, shoot!
Anti-disestablishmentarianistically. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't need words. I don't need words. I have my freedom.
Go, Quester. Go, Quester. Go.
I don't need words.
Go,
I have
Quester.
Unlimited. I have 10 acres and a farm and miles
Quester?
and inches and centimeters.
Quester.
Uh-huh.
Say fuck off.
Do go away.
Okay.
No, you have to say the bad word. Say the bad word.
One doesn't say words like that.
No, just say fuck off. Fuck off.
Oh, what? No, I never say fuck off.
I love you. No one says the bad word. Oh my God. I love you guys. All right, Quester. Thanks everybody for being here. Episode 30. It will go down in history for sure. All right. Love you guys. Bye, Quester. Bye, Fungi.
Yeah.